Ditto, WA6LOL, Sonora, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good evening, W6BBS72.
Yeah, good evening, Frank. KD6BQ. KD6BQ, we hear you in there. We hear you in there, Richard. KD6BQ on CW, K6MYC. We've got you checked in, Richard. Over. No, Richard's not hearing us, I guess.
Kilo 6 Victor Bravo Golf 971, check in. Good evening, Mike.
Kilo Golf 6 Charlie Echo Fox. Good evening, gentlemen.
Kilo Echo 6 Victor November.
Okay, I think I got everybody. KG6 Charlie Echo Fox, good evening, Daryl. K6BBG, good evening to you, Dave. W6BBS, Frank. And we had KD6BQ. I don't know if you're copying me now or not, Richard. KD6BQ, we have you, over. He's not coming back. KD6BQ, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ, I think you're calling me there, over.
Yeah, we heard your CW. You are checked in. You are checked in, over.
Roger, thanks. I'm playing with the antenna heading, trying to keep up on you because the map is located in the rotator and I can't press out exactly the point over.
I missed the tail end of that. I missed the end. You took a fade. I tried to do something with an antenna, but I missed it, over.
I didn't copy that. So anyway, I'll stand by here and then you come around to us. I just was trying things out. And thanks for picking me up there. K6MYC, KD6BQ.
Roger. Okay, anyway, let's see. Frank, good evening. Everything okay on your side?
Yeah, everything's fine, and I will be there tomorrow. I won't hold you up the net up tonight with a big long story. Maybe catch you on the radio in the morning or something. But batteries here installed. Everything is okay.
Oh, very good. They finally got there with a battery, huh?
Well, long story. They didn't get here. I went and got it.
Oh boy.
Got kind of started getting late, and I texted the other guy, and oh no, you're permanently changed to Fridays now. Over.
Oh, which is this now? Your porta potty or the delivery for White Bear?
No, the porta potty.
Why didn't they tell you that a week ago?
I don't know.
About time to start digging a septic tank, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It's been on my mind a lot lately.
Imagine it has. Even though we don't like to think of shitty things.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm always stuck in the gutter anyways.
Okay. Anyway, good evening to you, Dave. K6BBG. You're sounding pretty perky tonight.
Why, good evening, Mike. Yeah, just, another one of those days.
What are you doing?
Working on a bunch of fishing rods.
You're doing what?
Working on fishing rods.
Oh, are you building special rods for people or just fixing your own?
Yeah, just playing with my own stuff.
Yeah, okay. Very good. And so it was a pretty nice day today. Did you? I didn't get any rain tonight, but last night I got heavy rain. Got about I think it was last night. Now I don't know where I am here. I think it was last night. Anyway, we got a half inch or a little less than a half inch on the last run, and we're just over, smidgen over 9 inches. So anyway, that's that. Daryl, how are you up there this evening? Keeping warm?
Keeping warm and chasing leaks. It's a little better than it was, but not a lot. We're still working on it.
Now, what are you living in? Is it a trailer or is it a little house?
No, it was a triple wide manufactured home. It's not exactly a mobile home. It's a manufactured home.
Yeah, I know, but and it was. Is it old?
Yeah, it's fairly old. Well, it's not real old. Late 70s, I guess. So I guess that's pretty old.
Yeah, that's pretty old. That is an original roof on it?
No, no. I know the landlord brought it in here. Oh, it's been 20 years ago now. Where it is, he bought it out of Clovis. It's a great big spacious thing. It's made for a retired couple to live in. It only has one great big master bedroom, and then it has a little tiny storeroom type thing, and that's it.
Yeah, okay, but why is it leaking in the roof?
We don't know. If the roof looks good and we don't know why it's leaking. We're still trying to figure out where it's getting in so we can fix it.
Yeah, okay. Well, good luck with that. You might get a few more tests, a few more test runs.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. But I've been able to keep up with it. It's not as bad as it's been before. We have made improvements. We're just not there yet.
Yeah. Who was that?
That's Frank. Hey, on that mobile, do you have a swamp cooler? ?
Yes, we do, Frank, and it's well sealed. Believe me.
Well, no, I've got a suggestion for you. If you close all your doors and windows, make sure the place is buttoned up pretty good, and then turn on your swamp cooler. Don't have to have water in it. You're just wanting to pump air. That will pressurize the house somewhat. Now, if you go up on your roof with a little sprayer and you can spray around and look for the bubbles, that will help you find the leak. Over.
Hey, Frank, that is a great idea. I would have never thought of it. All right, thank you. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's a great idea, Frank. Boy, you got a head on your shoulders.
Just a dumb old redneck that can't afford to call a repairman, so I'll figure stuff out. All right, very good. W6BBS.
Oh, we solved one big problem, maybe tonight. Anyway, okay, very good. Let's see here.
A salvation.
I'm sorry, I doubled with you, Darren. Try it again.
I just said at least it's a means to the end.
Yes, and it might work. Who knows? Depends on how good you can seal the house, windows, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's see. I'm beamed south, so we're looking for 2 stations: Lake Isabella and Bakersfield, N6SWR and or KB6RQU. Over.
Kilo Echo 6, Victor Oscar November, 1040.
Okay, hi Adam. We'll take you in 1040. KE6BON. Good evening.
Good evening.
KM6SRR. WA6AAJ.
KC5DTU.
Yeah, I think I got 3 of you here, but I'm missing somebody. Let's see. I'm hearing the LA guys pretty loud here. I don't know whether that's Mike down or not. Yeah, he's taking check-ins locally down there. Okay, I got you, Rob, and I got you, Kerry. Who was the other one?
727.
Okay. Yeah, 727, and who else?
On the coast there, Mike over there, he's coming in a little bit. But I got 909 and 164.
Okay, well, I guess it was just you 4. Anyway, good evening, Mike. Good to hear you in here. Do you think we're going to have Bill in here tonight?
I asked him earlier if he was going to be here, and he said yes.
Okay, good. And Kerry, how are you? You got your daughter picked up at school, and we just skipped lunch altogether. I came home, and I wasn't feeling that good anyway. I've had this high stomach pain, so I had a half a cup of mushroom soup and some coconut water, and it cured it.
Good to hear. Yeah, I made it in time. Boy, what a mess. Glad I don't have to do that every day, so we'll have to schedule it with Rob and you guys when you come back into town next time.
What was it busy at the school when everybody's getting out of school and pick her up?
Oh boy, yeah, it's one of the closest schools, and boy, I tell you, you get into the parking lot and trying to get out is like traffic jam. It's really horrible. So you have to kind of get there early, and then you get blocked in.
Yeah, do you have to go in the parking lot, or could you meet her at if she could cross the street across from the school and park over there?
Well, she's not old enough where we let her do that, so we have to park and go up by the classroom and pick her up.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Alrighty. Well, we didn't do very much other than we didn't have any lunch, but we did go shopping at Sam's Club, and then we went over to Lowe's and spent a lot of time waiting for a guy to come to the lighting department. 3 rows of lighting, and I couldn't get a single person in there for half an hour. Never did get anybody.
That's the way it always works. Did you see that Sam's Club is putting in a gas station?
No. That's probably a good idea, though.
Yeah, I guess we'll see how their prices compare with Costco, but they've got a great big gas station going in the parking lot there now.
I didn't see any evidence of it at this one. This was the Sam's Club down here on Blackstone at the north end of town, but there may be one out there where maybe they're doing yours first.
No, that's the one. You pass right by it.
Label 6 Sugar.
Hey, there's Bill. Good evening. Where's the Sam's Club that you're talking about?
On Blackstone, there's only one.
Okay. I wonder how we missed it. Well, we didn't wander around in the parking lot. I don't know where they would put it there, though.
Yeah, it's right in the center of the parking lot there. You drove right by it, right past it, unless you kind of look over for there. You'll... Well, I don't see how you can miss it, but it's right there in the middle of the parking lot, which I think is kind of crazy, especially when they get all of the traffic around the holidays.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Usually they try to, like Costco's out at a perimeter, at least you can get to it off the main drag. It seems like they could put this one around on the side. There was a building on the north side of the parking lot that they probably could have picked up for next to nothing. I don't think anybody's in it now. That's a corner that's going dead on them. Anyway, well, we'll see. I'm not driving, so it's not much of an issue to me, but other people is. I'm seeing they're kind of going against the tide. They should be putting in charging stations, Kerry.
Yeah, and then use diesel or natural gas to power the hydro stations.
Oh, maybe coal. How about elephant dung?
Yeah, that's a good one. KC5 DTU.
Okay, over to you, Bill. AA6S, number 800, K6MYC.
Yeah, Roger, Mikey. K6MYC, KC5 DTU, AA6S. Well, maybe they put a couple of small thorium reactors in the backyard there. Either that or maybe they'll put one of those in your car. The government and everything is so bankrupt. It's almost comical. I'm surprised the power is still on. You're probably smart having all the solar stuff up there, Mikey. I don't know what's going on, but the stuff still turns on. I don't know where they're getting it from, but anyway, it still fires up. KC5 DTU, AA6S.
Good evening, Bill. Good evening, Mike. Yeah, I tell you, who knows? These people are so crazy, and if you've got natural gas in the house, I think PG&E is putting gold there. They've got liquefied gold going through those lines now for the charges that they're charging. Anyhow, I'll turn it back to Net there, KC5 DTU.
I heard a good one today. There's a deadline on truckers in the state of California. Pretty soon are all going to have to be using electric vehicles. When that day happens, I will make a prediction. That'll be the end of California as an entity, as a profit and an economic a big deal. Because when they put the truckers into electric vehicles, that'll be the end of it. They don't have enough electricity to do it as it is. So the other thing is California is going broke. They have $1 trillion in back pensions that they're going to owe when people retire and or are retired. $1 trillion debt there. There's $70 billion in debt here. On the shortfall, just a short week-to-week or year-to-year debt, 70 billion. There's another trillion somewhere else, and I can't remember exactly where it is, but it's in another area like pensions or welfare or something. But they got $2 trillion in debt, not to mention the 70 billion that the news media is picking up. But it's much worse than that.
Yeah, roger that. Well, did you hear all the truckers are talking about not going into the New York?
I heard that.
SWR.
And they're gonna start doing the same thing into California, and that's gonna take its toll. I can tell you, the truckers keep this place going. When push comes to shove, California might as well shut her down. I hear you, Ben. So let me get it down to you. N6SWR, Bakersfield, the home of the petrol factories and pumps and wells, K6MYC.
Well, they're all leaving the state as well. People don't know that the city of San Francisco owns 3 or 4 square miles just off the panorama bluffs that are all oil fields that are very common in all the pictures of how great oil production is here. They are no longer going to lease it to the oil companies, and they're having them pull out all the wellheads. They pulled out maybe 500 or 800 wellheads in the last year and returning the property back to nature.
Oh, that's helpful. That'll really keep the lights on, won't it?
Roger, and as far as the electric vehicles and trucks, I have several semi-trucks and several other vehicles. I'm a moving company. When they institute requirement on electric vehicles, I'm shutting the doors and moving out of state with everybody else. Back to Net, N6SWR.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the cutoff date is, and that was the only part of the article or the talk show I didn't hear. It was on Appleton's show, but I didn't hear it. When they're going to implement that, it's probably off a few years, but not many.
Yeah, I think it's 2032 or 35. I mean, it's a few years away, but when it hits, unless they make a marvelous change in battery technology, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, they were talking about the road repair in California. It's one of the worst now in the United States. California's roads are in poor shape. And they're saying, okay, well, what's going to happen when you start loading up those roads with all these extra heavy electric vehicles weigh several thousand pounds more than their counterpart, the diesels. So they're going to take a bigger toll on the road when they start running those electrics around, over.
Roger, the diesel electric ones are probably about 8,000 to 10,000 pounds greater in weight than what's running on the roads right now.
Yeah, isn't that something? Holy crap.
That just means they won't be able to carry anything.
That's okay. You won't have enough money to pay for what they're hauling, so they can get by on a smaller truck.
They won't get very far. They'll go 50 miles and have to recharge.
Well, they're going to keep getting all their extension cords tangled up going down the highway.
They'll be good coming down the grapevine there.
They'll be calling it extension cord line rather than grapevine.
Roger that. Well, I'll let you go back to net so that we get off the political aspects, because it's a sore nerve with me. N6SWR.
Well, we like to touch those nerves every now and then, Ben. We like to hear what you have to say. Don't hold back.
N6SWR, A6S. Well, good evening, Ben, and like I say, they'll charge real good coming off the ridge well, but don't work too good going uphill there. Go ahead.
Roger, and let's not even get, you think there was a problem in Chicago in the wintertime charging trucks or automobiles? Wait till you have thousands of trucks a day that have to charge their batteries at the base of the grapevine. They don't even have enough electricity or facilities to even charge those trucks. How are they going to get charged so they can make it over the hill?
Okay, for God's sake, do not ask Gavin Newsom how they're going to solve that issue.
Yeah, he can't even solve his own problems.
He doesn't even know he has a problem. He's a numbnuts.
He's typical California politician.
Jesus, he's terrible. You get a kick out of these people and say, "Oh, he's really a good communicator. He would be good to run for in place of Biden." He's not a good communicator. He's a good liar.
Well, that's what it takes. That's what the Democrats like.
Oh, brother. Okay. Let's see. KB6RQU. Rick, are you there?
KK6ZKE.
KK6ZKE. Good evening, Terry. How are you? You listening to this?
Oh, yeah. I'm taking it all in. I agree with everything I'm hearing.
Okay. KK6ZKE 704, right?
704, Roger.
Yeah, okay, good. Missed you one time last week, but no biggie. Sure, everybody had other things doing. We had a short Sunday night. Boy, it was really short. I barely got 30. I didn't even get 35 in here.
Was that the Super Bowl night?
Oh, no, the week after, I think. There's no excuse for it.
Everybody's busy.
Oh, busy or resting, I don't know. Saving electricity so they can afford to key their mic.
We're going to need to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we are Californians. We have one thing that's pretty free, at least before it gets to your solar panel, is sunlight.
Yeah, I'm not solar, so I'm sort of stuck.
Yeah, well, don't be stuck too long. You better watch what's going on. It's getting skinny here. They're not building any dams. They're not making any new, and it's shutting down one after the other when they can. The nuclear power plants, and California's going good. Boy, they're dumping people and companies like crazy. The big companies the big companies are all out, and the smaller ones are not far behind. I wish I could convince my guys to get out of this state, and I'm going to work on that a little bit in the next few years here. Over.
Yeah, if I was younger and wasn't so settled, I think so, but I'm here.
Yeah, until they break you.
Roger that.
Yeah. Okay, Rob, good evening. You haven't been very noisy there since we talked to you on the phone today. KM6SRR, how are you?
Oh, doing fine there. Just kind of listening and agreeing. You guys are saying it all, so I just don't need to speak up, I guess. Over.
We also need, we just need your melodious voice in here to confirm and agree or disagree. We don't care. We need to hear your comments anyway. Okay. Let's see. I don't know who else we have or haven't got in here. We're missing quite a few in the San Joaquin Valley here. WA60IB should be in here. N6BYH has been gone now for close to a month. I don't know what he's doing. W6PYP. You got somebody else down there near you that should be coming up any day now, right, Bill? Visalia?
Oh, you mean on 1296? Yeah, if he ever gets the mud poured in the concrete in the hole, he's had the antennas, the tower, and everything there for a year.
Oh, he's right on it, huh?
I guess he's only got about. He's got enough solar to run part of the city here. I think he's got about somewhere around 90 panels up.
Looking for anybody anywhere up the Central Valley or anybody that can hear me wants to check in.
Yeah, 47, Pat, and W6PMD 58, K6MYC, Bozo 47.
Mike number 47, how are you doing this evening? W6PMD number 58.
Hey, Pat, don't forget Bozo 432. Over.
Well, some parts of us are getting a lot of rain. I'm still sitting here at 9 inches since May. May last year to today is 9 inches total. Over.
Well, that's not too bad. That's probably what we got here. We didn't get anything over the summer. I think we got one in the fall, one storm. And that last storm and this storm, we got about, I think, 6-7 inches maybe.
Check in 802, Patrick. Able 6 sugar.
Apple 6 sugar. How you doing, Bill?
Yeah, pretty good. Had to turn the antenna around so I could say hello to you there. Coming in good here in Visalia. AA6S, over.
Oh, man. F9, like you're parked in my driveway.
That sounds good.
All right, we have anybody else up there? Thanks, Bill. Anybody else up Central Valley wants to check in? I want to, take all over the net up there, but if there's anybody else wants to check in down south, give me your number. This is W6PMD number 58 and DN13.
I tried to check in yesterday, but Mike down there is, I don't know what he's running for power, but he must be running 10 kW because he couldn't hear my 1500, Pat, over.
I don't know what was going on. That was last night, you said?
Well, may have been Sunday night. I don't remember. I think it was Sunday night.
Hey, Pat, did you get me, 432?
Yeah.
You faded on me, so I couldn't hear your response. Over.
He got you.
You're checking in well.
On the 1296 net.
226 is checking in too, Pat.
Okay, 226, 226. Okay, we got 226 down in foot. And let's see here. Ken, W6OIB. Ken, I'm surprised I don't hear you. WA6OIB. Any copy on W6PMD?
Yeah, good evening, Pat, and the rest of the guys. I just got out here, so just wanted to check in with you there. Have a great one. Good to hear you. Good signal, WA6OIB.
You want to get a good signal, Ken. Yeah, man. I'm at 7 FB. Good, strong audio, too. What's your radio? Good tone quality.
Whoa, what was the question? You just dropped out.
Your radio. What's the radio you're using?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a 9700 with a M-squared amplifier.
I'm telling you, man, you're like they sound better than I think than anything else out there. So, good sound of the rig.
Well, thank you.
developed quickly. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Have a good evening. WA6OIB. Thank you, Mike.
Roger, Ken. By the way, Jim, WB6JNN, probably shipped today or yesterday, shipped the that's 222 transverter, right? No, or is it which one ever it is? It's a 1296 transverter, I think. Anyway, it's it has perhaps a blown attenuator at the input. We just need to have you take a quick look at it down at the plant. I haven't shipped to the plant, okay? So sometime in the next couple of weeks, you can get down there and maybe look at that thing and see what it needs. It may just need an input attenuator. That's kind of what I think. Jim JNN said that it happened before, but it never blew the transistor. It just blew the input circuit.
Yeah, I got the parts for those to fix those. You got it. Yeah, that's they're prone to that.
Yeah, and that's why I'm telling you about it, because I knew you had done this scrap before. Okay. Anyway, it should be at the plant. I'll give you a heads up when it shows up there, but it should be tomorrow. It might even have been there today, but Matt came in and they were busy fixing dinner, and he hasn't. I didn't see any big boxes of stuff that came for me. He might have brought it home by accident, but I think it's probably tomorrow that'll be delivered. Anyway, not a big rush, but I'm sneezing here for some reason. Anyway, good to hear you. Good evening to you. And you got a 8 o'clock 10-meter thing, huh?
Right. Yeah, we all do. Yeah. I'll be over there, but I'll slip back here after it's over with there. And good evening to Rob there.
Hey, good evening, Ken. WA6YB, KM6SR.
Good evening. I'll be back.
Okay, and we got quite a group in here so far. Not the biggest group we've ever had, but pretty darn good for this night. We're missing N6BYH. Have you heard anything at all from Mike over there?
Not for quite a while. He hasn't checked in for quite a while. I thought I might have seen him today up at the hill. I was up at Meadow today, and it looked like his truck, but I'm not sure. I was busy. I didn't get over there.
Yeah, okay. Well, keep your ear to the ground. Dave did check in, K6VBG. We were worried about him. He was kind of in and out for a couple of weeks, but apparently he was working on projects, and it was cold in the shack, and he had a couple of other real legitimate excuses. So anyway, he's in here tonight, so we're sort of back to normal.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I saw on Rob's email that he checked in, so I was glad to see that.
Okay. So we're still looking for KB6RQU. It looks like we might have lost Rick for some indefinite period. He's having some kind of trouble at home, but he wouldn't elaborate, so we don't know what the problem is. Could be any one of three things that I could make a guess at, but he said he would be marginal in here for a while. But he hasn't checked in at all since he told me that a week and a half ago. So I guess it's time to go over to Atascadero, asking one more time for anybody else in the San Joaquin and Fresno area. K6MYC Bozo Net.
K6USY 1079.
Oh, there he is. Okay, I'm sure you've got the streaming going, but I don't have it here in the barn.
Oh, yeah, no, I started it, but we all got home late, and so I was in the other room eating dinner and watching it on my phone and keeping an eye on things, and just in time to check in with you and then switch over to 10 meters.
Yeah, very good. Okay, well, good to have you in here. I think we'll go to Atascadero and see if Ron is in there. I should be able to hear Ron on this band tonight. We didn't hear anybody else local here, so let's go. Atascadero coming up. W6QUI. W6QUI, K6MYC, calling and listening. Now, you want to give them a bigger call there, Bill?
Yeah, Roger. W6QUI. W6QUI, W6QUI. You around, Ron? Able 6 sugar, over.
Eric for a while. I wonder if Eric's there. KM6EIV. How about you, Eric? Something about that coastal area. They get busy with other things, don't they?
I think he said something about Eric had some problems with getting his antenna up there on the mountain or something, or whatever he was doing on 1296 yesterday when we talked to him. So, don't know. But anyway, I'll see if Tom's around. I'll bring the antenna back that way. If not, I'll get out of here, Michael. K6MYC AA6F.
Oh, you're not going to stick around?
Probably not.
Okay, how are you feeling? You still continuing to get over it?
Oh, I feel fine. Like I said, about 2 hours after I took the first shot, I felt okay. Other than the bum taste in your mouth the first day there. No, I feel okay. Back up to whatever normal is, which I don't know if that's good or bad. K6MYC AA6S.
Well, wait a minute. Maybe I'm confused. I didn't know Paxlovid was a shot.
No, it's not. It's those pills. The pills.
What do they taste bad?
No, the pills don't taste bad, but after you take them, you got a bum taste in your mouth, I can tell you that.
Well, that's helpful.
It didn't last very long, though, so that was okay. The wife tasted a lot longer than I did. I basically, the first time I took it, and I think the last time I took it, I could taste it a little bit, but other than that, it wasn't that bad. And I've talked to people who said it was super bad, and other people say it didn't bother them, so I guess it varies all over the place. Mikey, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people are used to eating poop.
I think I'm pointed towards Monterey there, I think. If I can see the stupid rotor. Yeah, I'm about on 300 degrees. Has Tom been around lately?
No, he didn't check in last night. KW6S or WA6LIE. WA6LIE, K6MYC. Are you around there, Scott?
Hey, good evening there, Mike. You're sounding great tonight. Hopefully I'm sounding okay. WA6LIE.
Yeah, you're pretty weak, but I got your Q5. We haven't heard our buddy Toasted Peanut Butter for a while. Any word on him?
Peanut butter over.
Okay, I missed the first part of that. I turned the antenna down south a little bit and you went away. I went way north. I did a funny path tonight. You're coming up very strong now, but I'm pointed towards Santa Cruz.
Okay, well, whatever works, Mike. I know generally when you go towards the Bay Area, your signal peaks up here, so I don't know what it does for me, but sometimes the Bay Area sounds better. I'm listening to my signal in the background with the delay, and it sounds like it's kind of up and down, but better and not better. So I'm working on the 2-element or the 2 8-element quads. I'm going to be erecting here for the next month or so. So 2 8-element quads with 170 watts or so. We'll see how it works out, Michael.
Yeah, you don't have them up yet, but you will have them up how soon?
About a month or so. I have them. I just got to build 2 7/8 spacing cables, 75 ohm, and then put the antennas together and then actually mount them. So it's going to be about a month or so probably, Mike, over.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, no problem. Well, we'll be anxious to hear you. I heard somebody trying to call in the background, or else you've got a receiver in the background that went off on you.
I do have streaming on the background, but it's way delayed, so I think it might have been somebody else, Mike. I don't know. But at any rate, that's way off in the background. Over.
Okay, somebody called in again underneath you. Anyway, 7-3 for now, and we'll see you on Sunday night, Scott. Take care. Hopefully you get some more rain over there. WA6LIE, K6MYC in the Bozo Net. Who was the other one?
WA6LIE,
W6JNN.
Cable label 6.
I hear you, Jim. Stand by.
Alpha Alpha 6 Sierra. Over.
So, Mike, let me go to Alpha Alpha 6 Sierra, Alpha Alpha 6 Sierra, 11-5, 55, 5x5, Charlie Mike 96, CM 96, over.
QSL 55 CM 96, 55 Delta Mary 06, 5x5 DMO 6, 55 DMO 6, Scott. Name here is Bill, Bravo Italy Lima Lima. WA6LIE, AA6S, over.
Okay, very good, Bill. 100%. Got your DMO 5x5. Thank you very much. You're sounding good. A little bit of flutter, but really sounding good. Thank you, Mike. WA6LIE.
He's in DMO 6. I'm sure you got it right. You just said it wrong.
Sorry about that. DMO 6.
Roger. Okay, KW6S, Tom.
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah, I'm here, and I'm hearing Bill there in the background pretty well, too. You guys doubled a couple of times a little bit, and I still got both of you. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, good. We missed you last night. We called, but I didn't hear you, so something must have come up. Anyway, go ahead and make the quick contact with Bill as long as he's pointed up that way. I think he wants to go QRT.
AA6S, KW6S.
Yeah, KW6S, AA6S, straight up S9 on the little ICOM here. S9 on the 9700. Very good signal. Super good signal there. No problemo. Just wanted to say hello and hope everything's okay there. KW6S, AA6S, over.
Yeah, very good, Bill. Yeah, things are a little intermittent here. I've got a lot of stuff going on, and I've been missing a few nights on the net, but it just gets away from me sometimes. But kind of dropping in here in pretty good shape. AA6S, KW6S, back to you, Mike.
Okay. Very good. Now, there may be somebody else in here. How about Lee tonight? Is he in there? KB6LEE. Lee, are you here? Yeah, nothing heard from Lee, but maybe we'll pick him up in a little bit. Let me get up. I've got Bay Area in here already. WB6JNN, good signal, Jim. K6MYC, Bozo Net. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, you're about 5 over 9, so you got a good signal here, obviously. I got to go pick up my daughter over at BART here. She's got a class in San Francisco, and she's going to be here in about 15 minutes, so I'm going to have to take off. But anyway, I shipped the package today, and theoretically you might get it tomorrow. WB6JNN.
Yeah, I passed that on to Ken, and he's got all the parts, he says, so he's waiting for it. We'll see. Probably get here no later than Friday then. Thanks for that, Jim. We appreciate it. And can you swing a 14-foot 1296 Yagi?
I don't know what I've got up there. I think I have essentially a 22 easy Jim build, or maybe a 24 elements. I don't remember.
You've got a Jim Yagi?
It's one I got from Jimmy. It used to be his quad array, and it was one of them. That's what I would have up on 1296 at this time.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm looking for some way to compensate you for the for the beacon project here. Over.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll think about that and get back with you on that. Make sure that the thing works in the first place. So.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, let's see. Who's over there that we haven't had a sign-in yet from? K6MYC Bozo Net, Bay Area, and maybe as far down as Santa Cruz and Watsonville.
KB6,
WB6, WNI.
And W6BQL.
Okay, got quite a few of you. Hang on a second, guys.
Well, while you're writing there, I will say hi to Jim, W6PQL, W6BBS. Good to hear you this morning on 40 meters, Jim. That was quite a surprise, and a good chat on the phone. I just figured I'd say hello again while Mike was writing there. W6PQL, W6BBS.
Okay, Frank. Yeah, that was fun, and good signal here tonight also. And, yeah, signals were huge. You and the other fellow were at least 20 over. A little fading going on, but mostly it was very strong. So if I remember, that's the thing. I just have to remember to do it. I might be in there tomorrow morning as well. All right, see you later.
Yeah, good. I heard you quite a while, but I was listening on Bluetooth as I was doing my thing in the kitchen. But then I had to leave. I couldn't take the time yet. Wanted to get on the road, and we did. We made it by 10 o'clock. We had a 10 o'clock appointment. We got there about 5 minutes early. So everything worked out fine, and we've got the redesign in our minds, and we'll be drawing it up and getting it implemented here pretty quickly for the 49er. It'll be stamped element sets and beefed up in many ways and simplified for assembly and all that stuff. So we're excited about that project. But I did meet with the laser cutting guy today, and we went over all the things that would help him, and it looks like we can implement all those without any issues. So that's one good thing. So much for that, but that's why I didn't get in there this morning. But I was hearing you. You had a good signal. It wasn't a matter of that. I was just busy. W6PQL 73, and we'll see you tomorrow on 432 K6MYC. And I got two others when you called in, and I forgot both calls. Go ahead, guys.
WB6, WNI.
Okay, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. I've got you, Mike. Stand by a second. WB6 WNI. Good evening to you, Gary. Go ahead.
Oh, good evening, Mike. I guess no static tonight. We're just finishing dinner here, so I won't stay too long. But I had a question because I listened last Sunday, and I heard you for at least 40 minutes after you left the Bay Area. So my question, Mike, is how far north are you calling stations? Because it sounded like you had passed Sacramento. Back to you?
I call all the way over to Nevada. Nevada for me, Carson City, Gardnerville, and that area is at due north or a little bit past due north, somewhere between 1 degree and 10 degrees past to the east of north. Over.
Okay, QSL. Well, you know, I could hear you the entire time. I couldn't hear anybody else, but I was sure I heard you say Nevada. Then you know how it is. I said, did I really hear that? Yes, I did. Okay. Thanks, Mike. I'll say 73 and let you get back to the rest of the guys. K6YMC to AB679.
Yeah, well, that was on 1296 now you're talking about, right?
No, last Sunday. Last Sunday on 2 meters.
Oh, Sunday, I thought you said last night. I didn't think you were on 1296. Okay, very good, Gary. Well, it shows you that the antenna is working and you're hearing, and I'm probably going to Nevada and then backscattering to you out of the Sierras. Sometimes I can go point east and work back into the Bay Area, just like the guys in Placerville and those areas can point to the Bay Area, and I can work them backwards, pointing toward the Bay Area as well. Over.
Yeah, it is very amazing. Yeah, all the paths. So the only one I've tried so far is 6 meters, and that's only because I've tried it, but I really don't have a 6-meter antenna. The other bands, I don't have anything that would actually go that far. So we're kind of sustained here on 2 meters for the moment.
Yeah, well, you got a good signal now, so you're hanging in there. Give me your Bozo number. I forgot it.
And the Bozo number is 1090.
I got her. Thanks much. We'll see you later. And KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, let me get the antenna up a little bit more on you, Mike, and see if I can bring the signal up a little bit. That should be closer. Well, something like that. That might even be closer yet. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, go ahead. K6MYC.
Wow, you got weaker. K6MYC, KB6WFC, Kilo Bravo 6, Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, Charlie Mike 87, Daly City. Out copy, over.
Okay, well, there's two paths. I went clear down to 270, which you're not even close, but that's the other path that seemed to be active tonight. I'm hearing you at 270, 269 through Santa Cruz, and I'm also hearing in a direct path here from Daly City. But that's that other path that doesn't exist on any other band but this one. Over.
Yeah, interesting.
Somehow you get some signal down the coast. Do you have fog out there?
I don't think so. It's a clear night. Haven't had much rain either.
Yeah, I'll be darned. I don't know how that happens, but somehow you get a good signal coming through the hills there in Santa Cruz. Anyway, good to hear you, and we'll look for you tomorrow night on 432. You know, sometimes you're good, sometimes you're not. Over.
Right. I remember a time long ago where it was unbelievable. We were
Yeah, you just lost the amp halfway through that a long time ago. You remember a long time ago when you went down and signaled to the level I couldn't copy you, but I could still hear you. Over.
There. It's back on. No, on 432, we have had really good CISO with good signals both ways, so we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, it's obviously an inconsistent path, something that enhances it at times. Very good, Mike. Thanks much. 7-3, and we'll see you Sunday night, or maybe tomorrow on 432. AF6, KB6, Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, K6MYC. We're looking for Ed AXX and KB6BA and AB6SR, KT2G, and a few others.
AB6SR is here.
We are. It's 807, man.
Yes, it is. You're booming signal tonight, Mike.
Yeah, well, we've got good conditions on this band to the Bay Area. We had good conditions on this band on 1296 yesterday, but as soon as I went north to Discovery Bay and Oakley, it just got really thin, really weak, and then I never did hear anybody else after that. I heard nobody. Sacramento, Placerville, the hills in Nevada. Never heard a soul after that. So it was obviously something blocking the path or really causing lack of propagation. Anyway, you're doing good and very strong here this evening, and it sounds like you're enjoying your evening there. AB6SR, K6MYC.
K6MYC, AB6SR. Yeah, I'm enjoying my evening because I had a fun morning. I had one of those nuclear stress tests, so perhaps I'm radiating individually here as well as from your antenna. So, yeah, it's quite a day. And I came back and watched what I call a football match, what you call a soccer match. It was Napoli versus Barcelona, so I watched that to calm myself down a bit. It was quite a stressful morning, but it's the third one I've had, so 16 years after the heart attack, I'm still doing pretty well. Anyway, your wonderful signal, so much different from Sunday when you had all that static. Back to you, K6MYC, AB6SR 807.
That's good. So this was a stress test. They don't put you on the treadmill. They gave you the shot.
Yeah, they put me on the treadmill and on one of those cameras for 10 minutes. I asked the woman who was doing the camera test. I said, "Is this a scanning scintillation counter?" And she said, "Did you do nuclear physics or something?" I said, No. Just thought it might pick up the signal that way because they give you a isotope before you go on there. Then after that, I had to go on a treadmill and then relax for a while and then have another shot of the isotope and go back to the camera and then go home again. So, yeah, it wasn't too bad. I was a bit nervous to begin with, but soon settled down. Back to you.
Yeah, okay. Well, they've changed that procedure a little bit. I went through that once many years ago. It's been probably close to 10 years ago. I couldn't get on the treadmill because I was actually going in for a physical that was for an operation that I was going to have to replace my right knee. So they knew the knee was damaged, and they didn't say, well, you don't want to go on the treadmill with that damaged knee. It'll hurt you. So we'll give you this shot. But I don't think it involved anything with a camera or isotope. It was just a shot to pump up my adrenaline and made my heart work like I was on the treadmill, but I wasn't. Over.
Yeah. Well, this one is, as I say, it's the third one I've had because I'm almost 16 years after the heart attack. So the heart doctor only put me on this one because my heart rate was a little low on the old metoprolol beta blocker, so he changed that and said, well, maybe you should have a nuclear stress test just to see how things are doing. So I go back next Friday and talk to the cardiologist, but I feel okay. It was just difficult, sort of 24 hours without caffeine, which means 24 hours without Merlot for me, which is somewhat impossible. Anyway, I did it and ended up with a bottle of water this morning and a cup of hot water instead of a cup of tea and no breakfast. And yeah, it was one of those days, so it settled down. It's good to otherwise, it's good to hear you. So he said this stuff will flush through you in about 2 days. So the half-life is 12 hours or something, but the rest comes out of me the usual way, you know. Anyway, back to you. Don't need any more of that. K6MYC, AB6SR, and everyone else who's listening.
Okay, well, just don't walk under the black light. You'll light up like a... Okay. You're still radiating there, but it'll be over with in a little while. Okay, on the no Merlot. Boy, that was the hardest part of the whole test, not having your Merlot and not eating. All right, thanks, Dan. I'm glad that I think you've come through it, and I think you're in good shape there. AB6SR, who else do we have in the Bay Area before we move on? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie Bozo Net.
KT2G.
There he is, KT2G. Good evening, Mark. Big signal tonight.
Yeah, no, you're strong here. You're a solid 9, but that's what you usually are anyway. No, it's looks like there's good condition tonight. I also faintly heard the other gentleman you were talking to. I couldn't quite catch his call sign.
You mean the guy I was just talking to a minute ago?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in your area. It's funny that you can't hear him. That's AB6SR. Aren't you in Los Gatos, Stan?
Yes, I'm in Los Gatos, but I'm beaming towards you, so maybe you call him Marcelino, if I remember right. Yeah, I can just about hear him, but if he wants to chat, I'll turn the beam around afterwards. Back to you.
Okay, yeah, okay, very good. He can turn the beam, but you're on the back of the beam, and he is in Los Gatos, but both of you guys are coming in here like you're local, so I couldn't believe you couldn't hear each other. You're, maybe 15, 20 miles apart. Well, that's okay. Maybe some blockage there, depending on where you are in Los Gatos, so it could be some hillsides in the way. Anyway, good evening to you, Mark. Nice signal. Good to hear you. I hope everything is copacetic as it was yesterday. Over.
Yeah. All's good. So regarding Los Gatos, yes, he is probably 90 degrees from my beam, probably even a little more like 100 to the east. But yeah, there could be a hill in between, depending on where he is exactly. What's his call sign again?
Alpha Bravo 6 Sugar Radio, AB6SR, Stan. And he should be happy to turn the beam around and chat with you if you'd like. Over.
Yeah, maybe once you move forward, I see his address. Yes, there might be a little hill in between, but nothing that a good beam pointed at each other wouldn't overcome.
Yeah, Stan, why don't you spin around and you guys go up 10 and get acquainted there. I'm sure that you should hear each other, but he says there's a little hill on the way, but I'm sure if you direct path it, it'll be no problem. So he's going to turn around and turn around and go up 10 kilohertz to 2 meters, 240, 250, I guess, and that'll get you clear from us here. And say hello to Marcelino or Mark. We've shortened it because I have a hard time remembering how to pronounce the other name. AB6SR with KT2G, 73 skies, K6MYC.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, okay, Mike, I'll go up.
I'll turn his way to
7 up 10. Here we go.
He's turning now. 7-3. What else do we have? How about you, Ed? No Ed tonight. That's unusual. How about KB6BA? K6KLY? KD6SOK? My goodness. Must be a Democratic rally or something going on. Even that couldn't get them riled up, huh? All right. One more call, Bay Area, before I go to Martinez. K6MYC, QRZ.
N1PPP.
N1PPP off the side. We'll take it. Who else you have, Dave?
I got Kent. And did you know that Dennis had a broken coax?
No, I didn't hear Dennis, so I know something was wrong. Okay, now I'm pointed up at you. Does that make any difference?
I didn't quite copy that, Mike.
I said, now I'm pointed at you. Does that make any difference?
Not very much. I can copy a little.
I'm copying you fine. I'm running 1500 here, over.
Okay, well, if you're...
Anyway, okay, do you have Kent in there? Is Kent there? I'll check Dennis in, and maybe he can fix the coax, but I know he's here in spirit, over.
It's lost the connection. N1PPP.
Oh, I'm talking to you. You're not hearing.
Okay. Yeah, Dennis has a broken connector or something.
Well, I've got him checked in, so tell him we checked him in, and he's got to fix the coaxial by next week, okay?
Okay, I'll tell him that. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, you're very loud now, like you're in the room with me. Did you park outside my door?
No, I'm getting you a lot better, too. It's just that long-term phase.
Yeah, you guys in that bowl out there in Clear Lake, did you have Kent in here tonight?
Yes, Kent in here tonight, yes.
Okay, well, I got him checked in also. Is he still on here, or is he gone?
He's long gone, yeah.
Okay, because I could probably hear him on as good as the conditions are right now to you.
Yeah, you're coming in quite well.
Okay, very good. Well, I'll let you go, but thanks very much. When you called me, I was pointed down in the middle of the Bay Area. So when it opens up wide open for you, and then when it closes, it doesn't matter where I point.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, you just popped F7 or 5 here, so you got a good signal.
Yeah, it's too bad Doug doesn't check in on 2 meters.
Maybe we'll get him back. It's hard to say.
Okay, yeah. He always has a good signal down this way. He's not quite as buried in the hill as you are.
Okay, well, thanks, Mike. N1PPP. Have a good one.
Roger 73, N1PPP, K6MYC, clear. And let me go to you, Russ. Didn't mean to skip over you there. K6ERF, K6MYC.
Yeah, terrific signal night, Mike, and copying on your receiver there real well. All the stations in south and every place else. It's really great to have that feature in the shack here. But you don't feel isolated, you know, I'm waiting for your turn.
Yeah, it was nice to be able to hear the others. You probably can't hear PPP and some of the other guys that they're coming booming in here when they're pointed at each other. Over.
Well, N1PPP normally comes in here okay off the back of the beam. Tonight he's about F7. Tom, I just barely hear him, that's true.
Yeah, you never know about that bowl he's in there. How about Gary? Is Gary in here tonight? KE6QR, Gary?
Mark Romeo, Bozo 177. Hi, Russ. Hi, Ken. Hi, Mike. You're 20 over, loudest I've ever heard you here.
Yeah. I'm here. You're just pounding in here. Good evening.
He keeps improving things all the time.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Yeah, and you also have a location that's not consistent. So you'll get the up fades, the big up fades, and then the nulls or the deep fades, but Q5 and very loud, although it started to fade on the last one. No problem, Gary. Good to hear you, and I like the sound of that new radio.
Yes, I do too, and we're waiting on parts from Yaesu for the rotor controller G5500. We have some bolts that they don't have, and they're on back order. As soon as we get those bolts, we should have our satellite station up in 432 100 with a real beam and 75 watts. You might be able to hear me possibly.
Yeah, well, you know, the bolts on that rotor are all metric, so you could go right down to a store that sells metric. They're almost like 5/16 18s or something, but they're metric, so you can get them, and I'm sure you can buy them locally unless there's some weird length or something. Over.
Well, yeah, but we haven't had enough dry weather for me to put the tower, the portable tower up yet anyway, so we're going to let the weather dry out. But, yeah, if they don't come by the time I'm ready to do it, I'll do it. See, the Yaesu rotor comes in 2 pieces. The top part and the bottom part, which are normally bolted together, you know, one for azimuth and one for turning conventional there. And my particular roof tower situation, it's a roof tower that's going to be ground mounted, so I want to put the heavy part down low and then just only have the top half up on the top of the master.
Yeah, I understand. They come apart. That's a ASL. We used to call it KR, what the hell was it? KR 5000, KR 4000 or something. KR 400 and a KR 500. That's what they used to call it when we sold them. But then Yaesu changed the numbers slightly. Became a 5500. But I know what it is of which you speak. In fact, we marketed them and sold them when I had KLM for many, many years. So it's been around a long time. A friend of mine developed that, Ken Toyomura, before he passed away. And then when he died, his store owed Yaesu some money, and I think they just took the line from him, and it became a Yaesu rotor. Over.
Oh, roger that. Well, it's a nice-looking rotor, a nice-looking controller, and I will have my 22 Elma 1.2 on there, although it won't be very high. I can tilt it up a little bit, so that might help. Anyway, have a good net, and thanks for letting me check in. KE6QR.
Yeah, is it? Oh, for gosh sake! Oh, the controller. Does that have digital readout now, or is it still a meter?
The controller, the rotor controller is analog, but it's interface with the SAT controller, so I don't even have to push any buttons on it. The laptop does the program does the whole thing for me. I just point and go.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I've got one of the controllers right here. I've got the KR400 controller right in front of me. It's still rotating my backup system here for the Bozo Net from the barn when I use it here. Over.
Oh, roger that. Well, I have made several satellite contacts already just using my 10-element horizontal 2-meter Yagi with what you call the duplexer, so I can run both answers. But that's Mickey Mouse. I want to do it first class. I want to get it all put together.
Okay, well, we'll be excited to hear you when you get everything working just right there. 7-3 for now, Gary. Thanks much. KE6QR, K6MYC.
73, thank you.
And up to you, N6RO. And 6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO. Good evening to all. I'm hearing everybody off the back and off the side, even the Bay Area. I can hear a few people. And I always hear Ed when he's on. The weather report is we had a downpour here about 2 o'clock. My brain gauge weather station showed a rate of 5 inches per hour, but it only lasted 5 minutes. So we got 2/10 of an inch in that one time. It was so loud on the roof that we had to go out and see what was going on. And equipment-wise, we got 2 or 3 things down at NA60's radio hospital. ACOM amplifier that has a suspected faulty TR relay, and a alpha SPID rotator that requires a new motor. It's a good thing I have Gary online because he fixes everything that breaks here. We still have a few things other to fix, and by the way, we retrieved the 40-foot thick wall boom out of my boneyard, and we're going to just mark the placement of the elements on that and assemble it out near the tower. Anyway, that's long enough. N6RO.
Yeah, well, you may need to extend it a little bit. It's a 42-foot boom, as I recall.
Yeah, we modified those antennas to W6NL. We can put an extension on. We've got the hardware to do it. In fact, we might even take it out 8 or 10 feet and have a short space 6 element.
Okay. You got the modeling guy that can help you with that?
Yeah, we do. So I leave that up to our chief engineer.
All righty, very good. Well, it sounds like you got it covered. I'm glad you're getting it finalized there. Fine on the downpour. I had one of those the other night, 2 nights ago at 11 o'clock, and in the evening it went like that, and I don't have a grain gauge that tells me anything except it fills up, but I got about 1/4 of an inch also. Over.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it is in this part of the early spring. We get these little localized things that come up.
I think they call those cloudbursts.
Yeah, right. It was.
They're fun, but they're short-lived, unfortunately. All righty. Well, I'm up to a smidgen past 9 inches, so I'm creeping up on it, but I'm still 2 inches short of even the normal average here in this area. All right, Ken, 7-3. I don't think we got Steve in here tonight. He said he was going to be gone for a couple of days. I'll go right up to Sacramento. 7-3, we'll see you tomorrow night on 432. Good conditions tonight. God, it was ratty last night.
Yeah, as I said, everyone has said the band is good tonight. Let's hope 432 is.
Yeah, shows you how fast it can change. I'm sure that 1296 might be really good tonight too, but it was so terrible last night. In fact, you two guys, you and SSW, were the last I worked. I heard nothing from Sacramento, nothing from Placerville, nothing from any of that area, and I couldn't work anybody in Nevada. So I heard nothing after you. Over.
Just one of those things.
I'll say. All right, take care. We'll see you tomorrow, K6MYC.
Yeah, and 6RO.
Hey, Mike, what was the Gary you were talking to?
Yeah, Gary, KE6QR 177.
Okay, thanks.
That wasn't Gary just a minute ago. That was Ken.
Yeah, no, I was hearing Ken. Thanks.
Okay. How about KJ6KFB and KO6KD? How about you guys?
K6NYC, KJ6KFB. Boy, this is a armchair copy compared to 6 the other day. KJ6KFB 756.
Yeah, very good. Solid copy. I wish we would have had those conditions on 6. The band Mother Nature was just playing tricks on us. Every time you'd tell me something important, you'd go right out.
And that's just exactly what she did just now. You were strong as all get up, and all of a sudden you just faded into the dust. I just couldn't believe it.
Well, it came right back, though. There it is.
Yes, indeed. I don't know. Bill was saying he's probably going to step away for a minute, and, well, we might as well get him checked in. So, 776, and I have not heard from John for a few days now, so I'm hopeful that he's doing well.
Fine.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Yeah, KR6MR, Bozo 759. Good evening, Mike and Darren.
Yeah, it's unusual that I can hear you and Darren in the same heading. I'm beamed at Darren right now, but you would come way up if I pointed up toward you. So we tried last night, but we just never heard a peep from you. Over.
Yeah, I tried. You know, I was listening to the streaming, and I was trying to follow that. I heard you once or twice, but it was just weak and fleeting, just kind of disappeared. Not worth trying to go after.
Yeah, I'll be darned. Yeah, well, you could hear me direct, but I'm running a lot more power. That's enough to make it at least be detectable. So you know I was calling you, but we just couldn't hear a trace. I had good receive conditions. I had no range static, no nothing, and everything just was like it was like the receiver was disconnected from the antenna. It was just white noise, no apparent outside noise at all, but I could talk to somebody else in the Bay Area, and they were pounding in, so who knows?
Yeah, well, the weather does funny things, and it definitely did not help me. Okay, overall, for the month, I've had 8.52 inches, and as of January, I've had 17 inches of rain up here. Over.
Oh, yeah, that's outstanding. I'm up to 9 inches since last May, so you can see you're getting it all, and I'm not getting any.
Yeah, well, we get quite often 40 inches of rain or more a year up here.
Yeah, I haven't had more than 7/8 of an inch in one setting. We got 7/8 of an inch 4 or 5 nights ago overnight, and that was the biggest one chunk rainfall we've had since May.
Well, you're in a semi-desert area there, so yeah, it's going to be kind of dry.
Well, I'm in the desert, but I'm in the foothills, and last year we had 25 inches here, so go figure.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to let you go, and hopefully I'll hear you tomorrow night on 432. Over.
Yeah, I'm sure we will hear you on 432. Let's hope the conditions hold. And we'll see you then. If not, Sunday night for sure. But good signal here. I'm pointed at you now, and I should listen for Redding. I think Sunday night, I don't know what happened. I either forgot Redding or whatever, but let me try for them now. Reading. KD6SW and KO6HS. Reading, K6MYC, calling and listening.
Okay, this is number 145, KD6 shortwave, up here in Reading. Good evening.
I hear you, but you're down a little bit, but it's Q5, Rich. It's Q5, and I think I missed you on Monday. I don't remember what happened on Monday. I was pointed your way, but I never heard any CW. Sometimes I forget to call you specifically, but if you hear anything, you've got to let go of some CW, so it reminds me, because I sometimes forget about your 6-meter capability up there. Anyway, let's see if I can hear Jerry in here tonight. KO6HS, KO6 Hotel Sugar, K6MYC. Well, it's Q4, not quite as strong as Rich, but almost. You've got a little QSB up and down. It's pumping type QSB. We've had that lately. Signals go up and down every other second, so it's hard to get every single word to be a word, and then a missing sign, and then another word, and so on. But we can piece it together anyway. Good to hear you. Good to hear you in there. Thanks very much for always being there as often as you are, Jerry. I know you guys are all lonely up there in Reading. You got to get some more guys on up there so that you don't have to be there every damn night. KO6HS and the group, K6MYC, over. Boy, I'm swinging the antenna back and forth on you, and there's no peak. There's no peak to the signals, all diffused, spread out all over the upper San Joaquin Valley, upper Sacramento Valley there where you are. The signal's everywhere. It's coming everywhere and not very good from anywhere. Alrighty. Well, maybe we can, I know about all the retired guys, but they should be able to get them on 2-meter sideband. It's not that hard. Antennas don't have to be that big. They must have some equipment up there. There's a lot of used equipment out there, a lot of 2-meter sideband rigs scattered around, so you should be able to get somebody on up there that can run 100 watts or so. Anyway, Rich, what do you think? Can't you scrape anybody up? I know that, I think, do you know what the status is on K6, what the hell was this called? KA6, no, WA, what? AA, anyway, AAS. Is he still around, or did he pass away?
I'm not sure who you're referring to. You don't mean AAW, do you?
Yeah, AAW, yes.
Oh, he passed away quite a few years ago, Mike. He's definitely a silent key, over.
Yeah, I guess I'd heard that, but it's been a while, and I couldn't remember. I knew that he had not been checking in the contest. He used to be the man to work up there for Charlie November 80 in the contest. He used to get on the last hour of the contest every year. But I'm sorry that he hurt himself real badly. He broke his back or something, and I guess that was his downfall. Anyway, maybe you can scrounge up somebody up there. I have an old friend that's he's the same age as me. I don't know if he'll ever become a ham. His dad was a real famous ham, but he never had any interest in ham radio. There must be somebody else up there. You got a big community up there. There's got to be some radio ops. How about WA6DON, Delta Oscar November? Can you get Don on? You're way down at the moment. I could tell you were there, but I could not copy. It's funny because everybody else is pounding in here tonight, but the propagation to Reading has got something blocking us here. Anyway, 73, and we'll see you Sunday. Maybe it'll be better Sunday night, Rich. And 73 to you as well, Jerry. KO6HS with KD6 Sugar Whiskey, K6MYC. 73.
K6MYC, KD6 KFB.
Go ahead, Darren.
I just wanted to comment and say thank you for being so patient with me on 6 meters and me not having all my ducks in a row. And come to find out, we do have the model we did think we had. I just have one other question. Was that originally made with the 2.5-inch boom, the full length, or was it graduated originally?
I can't remember, honestly. I just don't remember. I have one up here, but I can't see good enough to tell you what it is. It could be 2.5 the whole way. It has to be coupled together about every 10 feet or so, doesn't it?
Yeah, the boom's in 5 sections, and it's 2.5 all the way, 2.5 inch for the full length. I thought that was a little unusual for this particular antenna, but hey, it worked. And with that, I say move on to up there to Nevada before they lose you.
Well, they won't lose me. I worked Richard already, so I know they're still up there. He's waiting. All right, very good, Darren. Yeah, I think, let's just assume that it was the original. I just, without going to the paperwork, I don't know. What does the manual say? What does the manual that you have say about the boom diameters?
I have no manual. This is secondhand material, so I do not have the original specs and manual. If you have a copy, I'd surely appreciate it. Maybe calling the shop, I should be able to obtain that.
Oh, no, you could download it right off the website. Just go to our website, m2inc.com, and go to the amateur, and that frequency range around 17 meters, between 20 and 40 and 15. The 17 M5 will be in there, and then just click on it, and the whole manual comes up, and you can just download the whole manual. Over.
Well, there's the -125, but not the original. The 125 is the high wind version. I could not find the original. So the 125 has all graduated sizes all over the place, and it starts with a larger diameter element. But we'll figure it out. KJ6 KFB, let you move on.
Yeah, well, you can call Robert, and I don't know why the 17 M5 standard would not be in there. It's weird. I'll have to call and find out why they don't have that on the website. On the other hand, maybe they've discontinued it because we probably only sell 3 a year.
Yeah, that could very well be. Or, hey, special order if you want it.
Yeah, but we still should have the manual, so Robert could look it up right away. Anyway, it would just be nice to know, but it sounds like you've got the heavy-duty one to me.
Well, it's an oldie but goodie. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. And again, thank you for being patient with me as I ran around and got the sizes all right. Boy, I was off. I was estimating instead of measuring, so there you go. KJ6, KFB.
Well, you're not the first one that misjudges sizes. I have a good eye for it because I've been doing it so long, but a lot of people can't look at something and know it's 1 inch, and I know all the sizes, so not a problem. The only thing that was frustrating me was the band not helping us. 7-3, Darren. Thanks, and we'll talk to you probably maybe tomorrow night. You don't have 432, do you?
Oh yeah, I get in there on 432. Not necessarily every week, but it really just depends. The wife sometimes she's ready to blow a fuse and has to go out for a walk, so I go take her for a walk, and it just happens to coincide about this hour.
Yeah, understand. Well, hopefully for another week or two or month or two, the weather will be such that she doesn't want to go out. Go ahead.
This is W6BBS. Hey, the 17M5DX is listed right now on the website right next to the 17M5 125. So they're both there, over.
So you think it's a DX? Boy, I wish I had my glasses with me here. I'm trying to get back to the page. I'll take a look and comment back.
Yeah, see, the 17M5-125 is the heavy-duty one. The 17M5DX is the standard one, over.
I did look at it, but I thought the boom was a different length. I'll have to review it again. TJ6, KFB, thanks.
No, they're the same. The DX is just the lighter version.
Okay, I will go out there and validate with it.
Yeah, well, you can download both of the manuals, and then you'll know for sure.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Take care. We'll see you. Thanks, Frank.
You're welcome, guys. W6BBS.
Okay, I'm going to anybody else in the Sacramento area before we go to Nevada. K6MYC Bozo Net.
I'm sort of Sacramento, WA6LOL. Hi, Mike and Frank.
Yeah, hi. How are you doing? I guess you're doing some moon bounce these days with the moon straight overhead, huh?
Yeah. Been kind of. Last night I heard you talking about the propagation here terrestrial, and it was the same way on the moon last night. It was just not very good, but tonight's been pretty darn good. So, guess what? I found that article by your boss there, 28 megahertz and up, and talking about the early EME stuff, and his antenna that was 1,400 feet long or something by 75 feet high or something. It was crazy. Anyway, what he did there, I guess he had the property to do it out there. But I found a really interesting lecture that you did for QST Magazine in 1968 in 3 segments. Very interesting stuff on Faraday rotation and libration and scintillation and a lot of different things. So, and interesting that you went into some electron density stuff in the ionosphere, lumping up like in blobs, much like clouds, or here and there. And then it depends on how it starts spinning your rotation. But anyway, real interesting stuff. Yeah. So I've been reading all that.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's old stuff, but good stuff. You can tell I've been doing it for a while, huh?
Yeah. I was pretty impressed that you were just a kid then, and got some pictures of you in there and everything, and you're just a young guy, and but you sure were with your. What with your antennas stretching from here to next week, and talking with that guy down in Australia there, and everything. Yeah, really interesting reading, and I just kind of go over it every once in a while, and every time I do, I get new stuff out of it. So, yeah, really interesting stuff. So, yeah, I got some more questions to ask you. I've been kind of putting it together here, and one of them real quick came up was that the sky noise. I guess you were talking about it being like 1.9 dB typically on 2-meter sky noise, which means that, after you get past a certain point with your sensitivity and get your local noise down, it doesn't do you a lot of good to get beyond that because of the sky noise, huh?
Yeah, noise figure of received system. It doesn't hurt to be a 0.2 or 0.3 dB noise figure because it's so easy to do nowadays. But in the old days, we were struggling to get to 2 dB. So a 2 dB noise figure was a hot transistor. By the way, could you look at the articles that were in the QST that I've had 3 articles in a row there. I think it was W3XO was the host of the 50 meg and up column. Is that right? Was it Bill Tynan, W3XO?
Let me see. I think so. Let me go back to where he introduces you. Yeah, I'd have to hunt for his call because it starts. He was talking about. Yeah, he just brings your call into it, not his own. I'm not sure.
Well, you're not looking at the QST articles then, huh?
Yeah, I am looking at the QST article, but it's actually pages of it. The only way I'd find his call in here would be to do like a word search.
No, it should be right at the beginning of the column. It's a 50 meg and up column is what it was in.
Yeah. Let me see here. Let me see. VK3ATN, W6DNG. Let me go up to the very tip top here. W1FZJ conducted by is the world above 50 megahertz. W1FZJ.
Oh, Joe Reiser.
Sam Harris, FZJ, says he conducts that 50 and above.
Okay. Well, that's his other call. When I knew Sam, his call was usually from Puerto Rico because he ran the operation down there at the big 1,000-foot dish at Stanford eventually. And he had his own dish in the backyard that he built when he was in Puerto Rico, which was a baby Arecibo. It was only 100 feet in diameter, but used the same kind of dish. It's not a parabolic dish; it's a cylindrical dish. So you have a feed point you can move. It's a line that you can run. And he ran bicycle tires without the tires on them. He just used the bicycle rims. And held the feed with the bicycle tires in between, and then he would steer the beam by pulling these cords and pull the feed across the face of the dish. Anyway, yeah, Sam Harris and his wife had it, but I couldn't remember who hosted it when I did that. And Bill Tynan, I think, was the second one right after Sam Harris. When Sam Harris retired from doing it, then Bill Tynan took it over. All right, enough of that, but yeah, good stuff. I'm glad you found those, and I'm glad you found the 28 megahertz and up. That big long periodic array that's on the hillside in the front cover, on the cover sheet, that was, 2 rows of 24 or 28 each. I think it was 48 log periodics, as I recall. And that's when I was hired originally to maintain and phase. Every day we had to phase it, go out and had a platform on the top of our Jeep, and we would stand on the top of the Jeep and drive underneath the sliding bars that would change the phase between the bays of array. Over.
Okay, I remember reading about that, and I remember him saying in his original article that they had to be maintained daily, they had to be adjusted daily, I guess that. And when he said that, I thought, oh, I bet that's what Mike was doing as a kid out there. You were out there adjusting the length. So since you couldn't physically move that thing to aim it, so you just changed the phase on it to get ready for where the moon was, to change for your elevation, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it had a very thin fan beam. If you looked at it, see, it was stacked. It was 24 high and 2 wide, so it was very narrow in the vertical plane, and the H-plane pattern was very narrow. But it had a fan that picked up on the horizon and went all the way across. And then we had things because the curve of the moon track isn't exactly linear. We had to stretch the lines. We had line stretchers that were run with motors, 3rd horsepower motors that we could run from the operation station damn near a quarter mile away. We could turn these motors on and pulley and stretch the line up and down. We actually stretched the phasing line by pieces of tubing sliding in and out of the other. 2 pieces of tubing side by side was the phasing line, and we made a triangle, and when it was all the way down, it was just a straight piece of line, and then you could pull up the middle, and it would stretch the line and make it longer and longer. So we could steer the beam at the horizon, and then in the middle of the curve, it was phased perfectly, and then you'd have to stretch it the other direction to get the pattern to hit the moon as it was setting. Anyway, quite an operation. Over.
Yeah, that's that's something. So you're out there getting paid all day to play, huh?
Hey. when it's really wild is when you have a fire underneath. See, we were running pretty big smoke. We were running 250 kilowatts, and every now and again we did an insulator because each of these things were open wire fed. It was a 12-gauge copper weld with a 2-inch weird plastic insulator that was melted into the wire so it would maintain that spacing. Well, every now and then bird crap or something would go on the insulator and it would start on fire, and then the droplets of plastic would hit the grass down below, and we had a hillside fire. Happened more than once, my friend.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Yeah, it's quite a long set of QST stuff put together there about all of that early stuff. And anyway, but then when I saw your dissertation on it there, yeah, it was three articles long. Yeah. And but anyway, yeah, well, EME is on and above. I wanted to get in here and get checked in, and then I'll give you a holler on the phone at some point. I got a little piece of paper. I've been keeping notes as to questions I wanted to ask you. So anyway, K6MYC and the net, WA6LOL Sonora.
Very good. Yeah, we could go on and on about that. See, I'm a legend in my own mind. Been doing this crap a long time, haven't I?
Yeah, I see back there, and you know the depth to which you were in it, and the amount of stuff that you knew back then, and I just thought, holy moly, you know, and you've been learning since then.
Yeah, I might have picked up a couple of other pieces of information. All right, well, listen, let me let you go. Get the guys up in Nevada, get them taken care of, and then we'll get out of here. I haven't had dinner yet. They didn't get dinner ready for me by the time we came out here at 7:30, so I'm anxious to get in and have something to eat. All I had to eat this morning was a half of a muffin. That's been the sum total, except for a half a can of soup when I got home. So I'm ready to get some dinner. 7-3, Dave, and we'll wait for your call subsequently in the evenings here as we go along after net time or something. WA6LOL, K6MYC, 7-3.
All right, Mike, good night. And, yeah, that's the problem. When we get older, we think we got to eat every week, you know. K6MYC in the net, and the guys up there in Nevada, WA6LOL, going to be cleared. QRT back on the moon.
Yeah, I like to get at least 2 meals a day, and anyway, 7-3. Anybody else before we go to Nevada? K6MYC, Bozo Net.
WB6JNP.
Yeah, good evening, Dane.
Evening, Mike. We were up in Oakhurst, so I just walked in and heard you on and thought I'd say hi.
Well, hi right back to you. Haven't heard Dan in here this evening, but no sweat. But we got a pretty good amount of check-ins. We're running about 36, 37 check-ins right now. We'll be at 40 by the time we get done with the guys in Nevada, hopefully. Anyway, okay, on Oakhurst, did you go up there for dinner or something?
Yeah, it was a dinner at Idle Hour Winery, and we picked up tomorrow's meal while we were there, so it worked out really nice. You know, it's kind of a nice little community thing.
Yeah, very good. I've never heard of that place. We don't eat up that far very often. We did eat dinner one time at Erna's Elderberry House, and that was nice, but it was many, many, many years ago.
Yeah, well, this place, they have like events up there and all that, and they're, I guess, trying to get a little more knowledge out there of the community, and so they're starting to host a lot of different events. This was actually a game night, and we were there the other night for dinner.
I hear you, Larry. Stand by.
Peggy was
taking a local check-in here.
They're trying to, you know, really get things going, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, very good. That would be something to keep in mind for a special dinner place to go. All right. right. Take care. I got the Nevada boys pounding away on me on CW, so they want to get done and get on with their day as well. Good evening to you, Dane. Thanks for checking in. WB6JNP, Course Gold, K6MYC.
Yeah, and the station you were working just before me, I think he was up in Sacramento, and I was getting him off the back of the beam, so, odd bounce.
Well, he's in Latrobe, I think. That's WA6LOL. But he's in the hills a little bit in Latrobe, I think.
Okay, Sonora. Well, I imagine if I turn the antenna.
Oh, Sonora.
Works from without any problem. Anyway, we'll let you get to Nevada. WB6JNP.
Yeah, he said he's in Sonora. What is it again, Dave? I thought it was Latrobe, but maybe that's a little town off the side. What did you say, Rob? Was it Sonora?
Yeah, QSL, Sonora.
Okay, so Sonora is where he is. He's running power.
Okay, well, like I said, I'm aimed towards you, and I was still able to just barely pull him out of the noise, so I figure if I put a little effort into it, probably would have been a QSO.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's loud here. He's louder than you are.
Yeah, but everyone's louder than me.
Not really. You ought to hear yourself on the stream. You probably could check that out. I might have been lying to you. I can't see signal strength, but you're plenty loud. You're full quieting tonight. 7-3. Let me get the guys in Nevada before they go ballistic on me here. Okay, I hear you, Larry. N7WT, are you there? Hey, KD6BQ, Richard?
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249. And who was the guy you were talking to for a while back there? He kept coming in strong and then fading up and down. He was pretty loud sometimes, over.
Well, that would be Dave in Sonora, WA6 Lima, Oscar Lima. He runs 1,500 watts like you are. And he's got I think he's running, I don't know what he's got pointed down this way, but he has two arrays. He's putting together a 2MXP32 array that I sold him, mine. And then he had an old bunch of Questcrafts, a bunch of 13 something or others that he's got up running now, over.
Okay, I was just curious because there were times when he was louder than you were. And he would fade down into the noise periodically, but he'd come back up, and he was well over S9. So anyway, thanks for picking me up. And I was playing with the CW earlier. I've been playing with getting the antenna pointed because what I was trying to explain was the mast rotated in the rotator. And so the pointing is off, and I don't know exactly where the antenna is pointed. But I think I'm roughly at you right now, over.
Yeah, well, you probably had time to try and peek on me. I should be just about due south of you, so somewhere around 175 I would think would be about right.
Yep, that's what the QRZ says as well. So I've got it pretty well peaked up, so I think it looks like the thing is rotated about 50 degrees. So when the leg gets healed up and the winter goes away, I'm going to have to climb up there and get things straightened out. I don't remember how much, maybe you know off the top of your head, how much overage the Orion rotator has, over.
About 14 degrees. It goes 14 degrees past 360 in both directions, over.
Okay, well that's good to know because that's obviously not enough to fix my problem right now, but we'll get it fixed. But right now I think 127 degrees is about the direction to you. It should be more like 174, over.
Yeah, well, I would just recalibrate it and worry about where the stops are later. I don't think anything you're doing with it right now is going to hit the stop, so just recal the thing. Push and hold the upper mode button until it goes in and then bump down one notch, and then you should be able to change it to the correct heading, 174, 175.
Okay, yeah, I hadn't thought. I guess I could do that, and it would just mean that the stop would be some other direction, probably about 240 degrees.
It may not bother you.
Yeah, it might be advantageous actually to move it because most of the activity for me is south and southwest. And so having it break at the north would probably even be better.
Yeah. Most of my rotors are set up for north stop. In the northern hemisphere, that would be normally the way you do it. Anyway, I haven't heard Larry. Was Larry in there tonight?
I'm here. WT 657.
Okay, good evening, Larry. I tried for you last night on 1296, but we just didn't work anybody at all up your way, over.
Roger, I heard you attempting and telling me to do CW, and I sent you all kinds of CW, and I can hear you only on the streaming, but nothing on the radio. And I just sent a whole lot of CW blind and never heard anything out of anybody down there.
Yeah, that's funny because we sat here and chatted with Rob with the antenna in your direction thinking that it might peak up. I did not get there till about 8:12 or 8:15. I was a little late. I didn't catch the 8:08 peak, over.
Yeah, you were about 8:15 is when you decided to call my direction. I was sending CW from 8:08 about every couple of minutes through about 2:18. I finally gave up because you were not hearing me, and I was not seeing anything on the screen or anything, so I just finally gave up at about 18 or so after the hour, Thor.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I checked the antenna earlier in the evening, and everything was fine on normal signal strength, so I don't think there was any problem with the antenna, and I have a preamp that's up there. But there just wasn't much in the way of propagation, and you said you did not hear me either, so that's a good sign. You did not hear me except for streaming, so if you didn't hear me on the direct prop, it was terrible, over.
Yeah, that's it. It was just band conditions were lousy, and it was just, you're right. Nothing on the radio at all out of anybody on 1296. I was just in the blind, but I was listening to you on streaming, and I was, I could hear you trying to get a hold of me, and I was sending CW at you, but I couldn't hear you, and you couldn't hear me, or?
Yeah, well, if you can't hear my 600, I'm not going to hear your 35. What are you running now, about 35 or 40?
Oh, no. I've only got about, maybe about 22 watts, over.
Yeah, well, there you are. But, yeah, normally you hear me, and obviously if you didn't hear me, then the conditions were terrible. So it's not surprising I didn't even detect your CW. All right, I don't think Daniel's in here. He hasn't got 2 meters fixed. So is Dale in here tonight? Does he want to try?
I'll go up past Richard.
Richard, was Dale in here, KJ6 Indy X-ray?
I haven't heard him yet. We'd give him a call on 220, see if he's listening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, negative copy. I don't hear anything on him there, Mike. Go ahead.
Okay, well, we'll assume that he hasn't been here then tonight. We'll not check him in. We've got you guys checked in. I haven't had dinner yet, guys, so I'm going to keep it a little short. We'll look for you tomorrow night with your smashing 5 watts on 432, and hopefully we'll have the same conditions tomorrow night. It won't be as bad as the 1296 night. Hi. 73, Richard, and 73s to you, Daniel. But yeah, you know how to recalibrate, don't you, Richard?
Yeah, I think I've done it a few times. I just didn't think about recalibrating at an odd angle, but that's easy enough to do. But I appreciate the hint. That'll get me back on track, because hunting around for where I'm pointing is a little bit of a problem, over.
Okay. Well, again, when you push and hold the upper mode button until it clicks to the, I think it's the lowest position that you have a preset in. Then you have to tap the lower mode button just once, and it should go down, and that should be the reading that you have on the screen before you start this operation. So it should be reading whatever you said, 134 or something. And then you just change it, but don't fuss with anything else. Just change it, put it up to 174, 175, and then push and hold the lower mode button. Push and hold the lower mode button, and that should save it. And it should come back on the screen at 174.
Oh, Roger. Roger, Roger. Yeah, I think I'll wait till we have a good sunshiny day. Maybe I can get outside with the crutches and have a look at it and make sure it's aligned where I think it is, and then I'll go ahead and set the calibration over.
Well, I would do the calibration right now. You can always tweak it 3 or 4 degrees. You can't be off very much, or I wouldn't be hearing as good as I am. Over.
Okay, yeah, I spent a while trying to peek up on where I thought your best signal was. The only possible confusion is when you're not pointing this way, it could have been coming from somewhere else. I'm surprised how well I was hearing that guy in Sonora, too.
Yeah, well, he's sort of in the line to you, so between us, I think. So I think you could just calibrate it where it is at 175. At least you're closer. You go back to that heading, you're going to hear me, and you're going to hear other stations. And then you can tweak it into the actual final place once you figure it out. But I wouldn't even worry about it if you're off 3 or 4 degrees. It's not going to keep you from hearing somebody, and then you can tweak them by ear. 7-3 Richard, 7-3 Larry, and we'll see you tomorrow night. K6MYC.
730 N7WT. You 5 and 9 several times. N7WT.
Yeah, it's that way tonight with everybody, so that's good. Okay, Rob, do you want to go down and see if we can find Eddie?
Okay, go in there.
All right. Did.
Hey, Mike.
Go ahead.
Hey, I looked at those antennas, and I think, it just looks like there's a whole bunch of step downs in that antenna when you look at the boom. There's 3 95-inch long, 2.5-inch sections swedged to fit each other through the middle of that antenna, and then either end of it has a 2-inch section. So that's at 17M5DX. And so I don't see any reason why he can't just use his full length 2.5-inch. Doesn't change a thing. Over.
Yeah, no, I don't see any reason for it either. I don't know what format or what condition and where these parts are being stored, and he may be grabbing the wrong pieces. I would doubt that he has 5 pieces that are all 2.5. I would not have made the boom like that myself normally. Over.
No, it should have 3 at 2.5, and then like a 71 and a 92 or something like that on the 2-inch.
Yeah, but we don't know whether he has a heavy-duty one. The heavy-duty one might be a 2.5 the whole way. That's what we don't know what he has.
Oh, I see. I thought he knew he didn't have the heavy-duty one, but was confused by this boom because he said it had a whole bunch of step-downs in it.
No, elements are stepping down, and he gets confused because he thinks of it in terms of the whole element, not the half element. There's 7 pieces to each element, 3 on each side, and then the coupling 7/8 in the middle. And I don't think the heavy-duty one would be much different than that. We might have put it on the heavy-duty one might be on a 3-inch boom. That's what he thought he had originally, but we didn't make ring clamps, and he's describing the clamps, and they're 17M5DX type clamps. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Yes, the boom set. Yeah, the entire boom on the heavy duty is 3-inch.
Okay, he does not have a 3-inch boom.
Yeah, so he's got the 17M5DX.
But he doesn't see the 2-inch pieces that are on each end. He says he's got 5 pieces that are 2.5, but I think he has to get out there. I don't think Darren can measure very well, because originally he thought there were 3 inches, and I said, no, we didn't make a 3-inch, and went round and round, and he finally confirmed that it was 2.5. So I suspect he hasn't found the 2 tip pieces yet. All right. Rob, why don't you call Eddie there?
KE6BK, Eddie, you on for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KM6SR with K6MYC, standing by. Eddie, KE6BK, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net?
I didn't hear Ken come back here from 10 meters either. He must have got hung up there again.
Yeah, well, I missed my calling, so I had to wait till the late missed calls. And I heard the end there, Ken was helping somebody with radio issues, over.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. No biggie.
KE6BK, last call. I don't hear Eddie, Mike. I guess he's not in there tonight. KM6SRR.
Okay, I got 38 check-ins, I think. Something like close to 38.
Yeah, I show 36.
Yeah, I might have skipped a couple of lines here.
Yeah, we had Richard check in early. I almost wrote him down again, over.
Don't do that. It wouldn't hurt, though.
Well, when I sort them out, I'd have the same number next to each other, and that's what I usually catch.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to go close up shop. We'll see you in the morning, Frank. And hopefully we'll get a good day's work in tomorrow.
Roger, Roger. See you then. Good night, Rob. W6BBS.
Good night, you, Frank, and good night, Aaron, if you're still listening. K6MYC shutting her down.
Good night, Frank. W6BBS, KM6SR. Hey, Mike, did you ever find out what happened with the log splitter, over?
Well, we stopped at a place yesterday. You copied me, Barefoot.
Roger.
Okay, we stopped, and he said he thinks it won't start. He's got spark. He put gas in it. He put gas in the spark plug hole. They tried everything. It won't even kick over. So he says, must have a burnt valve. Well, it didn't sound like it had a burnt valve when we were running it. It sounded perfectly normal to me, and it wasn't popping, and we had compression. So anyway, they're going to pull the head, and they're going to fix whatever it is.